What's up guys, Skittlerampage here. So today we're going to be recapping Funko Fair 2021, and in this video we're going to be talking about why the fair was a little underwhelming at certain points. So let's check it out. Alright guys, so this is going to be the final Funko Fair video on this topic. I am absolutely done after this topic. I've done so many Funko Fair videos, but I wanted to recap it, and I wanted to talk about some of the underwhelming points of Funko Fair, and that I don't feel like enough people were talking about, and I feel like things that could be fixed if they ever do this again in the future, you know, in circumstances like these. Or if they planned a New York Toy Fair in February, maybe we could fix a couple of things that, you know, kind of went wrong. Now, I just want to preface this video, starting it, that in no way did I hate the Funko Fair. I think it was an awesome idea. I'm glad they put it together, like probably not last minute, but almost last minute, and they put together an awesome event and revealed a ton of new pops for everybody to enjoy. And I think that was awesome on Funko's part. Anime Day was amazing for me, so I really can't, I'm more so talking about the masses and from a collector standpoint versus like personal standpoint, if that makes sense. But if you guys do think I'm being a little too hard on them, or if you don't agree with a point at, you know, any point in this video, make sure to leave a comment down below. I'd love to talk to you about it if you guys would like to talk about it. Putting together a big event like this and all the reveals, I can understand that it's a lot of work, so I'm not trying to downplay that in any way. Now, the main point that I do want to talk about is the fact that in terms of all of the reveals, there were still a lot of unsatisfied, you know, collectors, like, and it kind of sucks to see that. Like, it's great from a standpoint, hey, they didn't have to spend any money, and that's awesome, but it's also like, it just, like, it sucks to see somebody not get something they want. Like, I saw some people not interested in anything, and while that baffled me, or I was baffled and I was shocked, is what I mean, it just sucks at the end of the day, because, like, I don't want anybody to, you know, be unhappy with an entire event. Like, they released nearly 300 products, or a little over 300 products here, and you didn't find one single thing you like. That kind of sucks. It really does. And I will say some of these releases kind of sucked. They did. A lot of them were re-released and things like that, but we'll get to that. But for the most part, it did suck to see a lot of unhappy collectors. Now, I do want to go or dive into next is the re-releases that they did. So I wrote down the ones that they did re-release. So the first day reveals, they re-released the Star Wars Valentine's Day pops. I don't know why they decided to do this. Like, from a standpoint, like a marketing standpoint, I fully understand it. This is a way for them to push these pops more, and maybe by some off chance somebody didn't see it, but Funko themselves announced these on their Twitter and their Instagram. So it was just weird to see a lot of re-reveals that, you know, some of these were months, if not a year, nearly old, and that was just crazy to see them just throw something out in a time slot, and it was just kind of disappointing. Like, there's so many other characters they could have made for Star Wars, and they decided to use up a reveal time slot for the Star Wars Valentine's Day pops that literally collectors have in their hands at this moment. Like, you know, and I don't feel like I'm being too hard on them for that. It's good in a sense of marketing and advertising, because you have so many eyes on this particular event, but it's also like you're wasting people's time with re-reveals like that, and they're waiting an hour and they're getting excited, and then you re-reveal that and they're disappointed. Like, you know, obviously you can't make everybody happy, but you can at least try, you know? But yeah, that's just kind of one thing I want to talk about, because they, you know, they re-revealed Minions that's been out for nearly a year. The Spider-Man Miles Morales pops, like, why? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Lucha Libre pops that, you know, not even a lot of people liked in the first place. They also re-revealed Saint Seiya for anime, and literally those have been out for a year. Not sure what's going on with the Barnes & Noble's ones, but I did actually see some international stickers, like special edition sticker ones, so it's probably going to start popping up sooner or later. But yeah, in terms of like some reveal time slots, because like I said, people are waiting an hour at a time just to see something they've already seen a year ago. Here is another thing I want to talk about that made no sense, just absolutely no sense. They were releasing the wrong pops on the wrong days. For example, Godzilla vs. Kong pops. They didn't release it on movie day, even though it's a very popular movie, okay, that's going to be coming soon in 2021. And they decided, no, this is how this went down, okay? They didn't release it on movie day, and then they said that they were going to release it Friday, okay, the last day of the fair. And then IGN started throwing out leaks of the pops and things like that, and images and things like that. I don't know if they were allowed to, I don't know if they were supposed to, but I think Funko panicked last second, like, hey, these are already out, so now we have to reveal them tomorrow. So they didn't even stick to their own schedule. They didn't release it on movie day, they didn't release it Friday, they just released it the next day with animation pops, and it's like, what? You released Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends with Godzilla from the new Godzilla movie. What? As well as the Harry Potter Patronus pops. They released one of those on Animation Day, as well as on the first day on Star Wars Day, and they didn't release Harry Potter on movie day when it's a movie. Like, you guys see what I'm getting at? Like, they released the wrong things on the wrong day. It was super weird. As well as on DC Day, they released a Patronus. That's what I meant, not Animation Day. On DC Day, for DC and Pop Rocks, they released a Patronus pop. And I'm like, so you waited. The first day of the fair, you released the other two Patronuses, okay? And then on another day, you released the other one, and then the last day, you released the last Patronus. It just feels like they were trying to fill up time slots at that point. And it's like, that's so unorganized. I felt like that was super weird and did not make any sense whatsoever, but that's just me. Now, another thing was underwhelming releases. So this one kind of ties into a couple different lines. Like, one, for example, is My Hero Academia. All they released was a All Might soda figure, and I'm like, that's it? My Hero Academia is one of your most popular anime lines that you're constantly pumping out pops, and that's what you had for us, a soda figure. I honestly, like, I'm not complaining that we got a soda, at least we got something for My Hero Academia, but it's also from the standpoint, like, if it's one of your most popular products, wouldn't you utilize that and pump out new characters to sell? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. So many people were so excited. Like, you know how many comments I got? No MHA reveals, no MHA, no MHA, no MHA, no MHA. And I was like, sorry guys, that's pretty much it. But yeah, also, you know, there was a lot of like underwhelming releases as well. That kind of ties into the, you know, the re-reveals, like Spider-Man and things like that. Like, we're seeing the same pops over and over again that are filling up time slots when you could have made something new. Another great example is the Marvel Blacklight. There are Marvel Blacklight pops like Black Panther, Galactus, Silver Surfer, Gambit, and a few other characters that are supposed to be coming soon, and they released pop sockets. That was the final reveal for Marvel Day. Pop sockets. Do you know how disappointing Marvel Day was? Because most of the reveals for Marvel Day were re-reveals. For example, Lucha Libre pops, Spider-Man pops, Spider-Man Miles Morales, as well as the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And it was just crazy. Like, we got Infinity Warps and we got Deadpool. That was pretty much it. Oh, we got the Stan Lee, but not a lot of people like that anyways. But yeah, although they also re-revealed WandaVision, which has been out forever. So it was just a lot of underwhelming reveals for certain days and things like that. Like, Movie Day was super underwhelming, okay? Like, there was like, I think the only good ones were just a lot of nostalgic movies, but nothing too crazy, you know, for example, that are going to sell crazy well. Like Fast 9, I don't personally think they needed pops for that. Spike Lee, a lot of people seem to be excited about that, as well as Dracula did sell out on the Funko shop, so that was good. But in terms of movies, I thought they would have significantly more, but maybe it's because, maybe it feels underwhelming because they didn't release all the Patronuses for Harry Potter. I don't really know. But Fast 9 definitely didn't need pops. A lot of people like The White Men Can't Jump, as well as Cool Runnings and The Goonies and The Mummy. I feel like those were some of the popular ones. But in terms of like long-standing sales, like in the long run, I don't think they're going to sell well as more like popular movies with big lines and things like that. I just felt like Movie Day was a little underwhelming, as well as DC Day. DC was pretty underwhelming next to Marvel too, which kind of sucked. Like, they released a bunch of Wonder Woman pops that are just kind of like, meh. They look great, they really do, and I'm glad for Wonder Woman fans, but it's like, there was like, what, 6 new Wonder Woman pops, and they didn't release a single Batman, which I was very surprised about, granted. They released 1 Superman pop, no Batman pops, Justice League pop pins that nobody wanted, okay? You'd think Marvel, DC, and like movies, and like pop people, or whatever you want to call them, those are some of their most popular selling lines, next to anime, Disney, and all the rest, of course. But Marvel and DC mainly is what I want to look at. And they just butchered it so badly. Now, I do feel like also that they focused too much on certain categories. Now, what I mean by that is that, like, for example, I feel like they paid way too much attention to anime and Disney. Now, yes, is it your most popular selling lines? For sure. Anime being one of their highest selling lines. But Star Wars is one of their biggest selling lines as well. I just felt like they didn't pay a lot of attention to Star Wars, personally. And they paid a lot of attention to anime. And I'm grateful as an anime fan. Like, I'm grateful. But in terms, like, thinking of other collectors and trying not to think of myself in this situation, it really sucked on certain days. Like, Marvel collectors. Sucked. DC sucked. Movie Day wasn't all that great. Even, I mean, I guess you can include Godzilla in that, but they released it on a different day. So it's in a different category now, or we can't put it in movie category. But I wish they would have focused on everything as a whole versus pouring so much into anime and certain days. I just felt like other people who were not fans of anime or Disney or animation, for example, I felt like they kind of missed out, thus making some people not want anything from the fair because, you know, I just felt like they focused on certain lines too much, if that makes sense. Another thing that kind of bothered me a little bit was Fun TV there. So it's like they did like 3-4 minute live streams, okay, or videos or whatever, talking about the new day for reveals. But it was like, how are you going to do on the first day something like unique and cool like Fun TV and show off some of the, or tease some of the pops that are going to be throughout the actual week? But then the rest of the days, you just do Instagram reveals, which I just felt like it was less fun. You know, I don't know, it just felt like a typical Funko release. It didn't feel like a fair, per se. That's just me. Like, I think they honestly should have, throughout the whole entire 9 days, they should have did all these reveals on a live stream. It would have been way more fun. They should have done something unique and new every single day, but we don't know the entire circumstances there, so I won't, you know, I won't go into that too much because, like I said, this could have been a last-minute event, last-minute thing. They could have had like 1 or 2 months to put something like this together and gathering all these licenses. I'm sure it was a lot of pressure. And again, I'm very thankful that they even went through with it in the first place. And this kind of ties into my next point was a 30 to 1 hour stream every day is adequate time to be able to do all of these actual reveals. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the 8-hour span reveals. Like, I don't need one new reveal every single hour. Like, that doesn't really build up anticipation, especially personally when you have all these news accounts that already leaked the pops the day before anyways. So we've already seen all these. So we're already less excited. I would rather sit there for 30 minutes to an hour and get all the reveals back to back and just be surprised and have the anticipation build up in that moment versus, you know, being disappointed in an hour because they re-revealed something, if that makes sense. People have lives, you know, they can't always just pay attention to Instagram. So I think 30 minutes to a 1 hour live stream that everybody can go back and watch later on if they want to. I feel like that would have been better, but that's just my opinion on that. It also would have benefited my schedule a little bit more, but so that's me being a little biased, just a little bit. But I think a live stream every day would have been more fun versus just them tweeting out, you know? I think it would have been a little bit more interactive in terms of like a fair situation. I think the last actual point I want to touch up on was something I didn't mention with underwhelming releases or focus too much on a certain category. And the last thing I actually want to touch up on was the Office Pops, okay? So the Office Pops, every single one that they revealed was an exclusive. 3 Walmart exclusives, 2 different Chases specialty series. Chalice got 3 of the exclusives, and I'm like, jeez, like, jeez. And those are $20 a pop, as well as the Chase variant if you gotta buy the bundle to even get the Chase or risk it at $20 a pop. So it's like, you know, I feel like I feel like they did Office fans dirty, making every single one an exclusive. That's crazy. I've never seen Funko do that before. Like, what did they release? Like, 10 new pops or something like that, and all exclusives. I've never seen something like that. That completely shell-shocked me. I won't lie. Completely shell-shocked me. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much all the points I kind of wanted to touch up on in the video. Again, you guys can comment down below if I was being a little too harsh about certain things. I feel like certain things could have been done better at the fair, but again, like I said, I'm not trying to bash them in any way. I'm just offering my opinion on the situation and how I kind of felt about certain days. And again, this was mainly for other collectors and how the majority felt versus just how I feel. I just felt like a lot of things were underwhelming, but there was a lot of great things about the Funko Fair. It was unique, first of its kind, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. I loved doing every single, well, I think after like the 6th video I was getting a little tired of it, but that's just, I make content regardless, so I'm tired all the time either way. But I just felt like maybe if they do it in the future, I'm sure they'll probably tweak a couple things for sure, but I was just hoping for a lot more releases, I suppose, versus a lot of re-reveals and a lot of the more underwhelming, like, pop pins, and, like, they did us dirty with Avatar. Don't even get me started there. But a lot of the pop pins, pop sockets, pop albums, I just felt like they could have been more creative in certain lines and just certain pops in general. But again, this is all just my personal opinion, but you guys can drop below your opinions on how you felt about the Funko Fair in its entirety. Anime Day was hype, though. That was literally their most popular day. By far. Their most popular day for reveals. By far. They focus so much on anime. Absolutely crazy. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, I know it was kind of like a little bit of a more serious topic and just kind of like highlighting bad points, but I felt like it needed to be talked about. And again, this is my final video on Funko Fair. Monday is when we're actually going to get back to regularly scheduled programs. I'm going to be opening up some things, as well as tomorrow we have the live stream for Sunday for the 20K, because we're already past it and I need to do that. I need to give some stuff away. But again, if you did enjoy, please leave a like down below. Now that we're at the end of the video, I do want to say a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing for supporting the channel each and every month. I do appreciate you guys all, and I love you guys all for supporting me. Thank you so much. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, the link is always down below. I also want to tell you guys to make sure to join the Facebook group. Link down below. It's buy, sell, and trade. Safe, fun, and just an awesome experience. So make sure to check that out. And follow my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at Skittlerampage, to stay up to date on your latest Funko news and anything Funko Pops. But anyways, I love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.